We're bagging on AI. I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
I'm Jeffrey.
AI and its alliterations.
Look, it's
Well, especially for you writers. Like,
yeah.
You know, I've gotten lazy as I'm like see spot run fast. Sight here.
bullet points.
No, but it's not bullet points, man. So like I can detect AI bullet points from like, I mean, missile range. You know.
Cyber talk is a lot of bullet points. Like,
Cyber talk is I do have a bunch of AI or IT students, so I cut them a little slack on that stuff. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, but I still tell them it's like, hey man, you know, well, and the number one way that I fool AI is like I say, okay, keep it under 2 pages. So it has a real fucking hard time doing that. So especially when you're just copy pasting it into a document.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I do use it for some certain things. Like again, because it's really familiar with the format. If you tell it to basically condense a piece of writing and say like, make this into an engaging tweet.
Oh, okay.
It'll do really well
Yeah,
with that.
It'll do that.
And especially when you're using Grok, because it's part of that system, it'll also come up with the appropriate hashtags.
I haven't even used Grok, so
It's good.
is it substantially different?
Yes, in the sense that, okay, so, all right. Grok is not completely taught by San Franciscans. So if you tell it to generate an image of our founding fathers, they will be white.
Yeah, okay, I don't do that.
Right?
So
And it basically has that same sort of like neutral approach. You can ask it, you know, certain things and it won't answer it in terms of like equity.
yeah.
Right? So whatever.
Yeah, I guess I don't sign papers like that. So
No, you
see
don't.
that kind of
But when
stuff.
you're talking about the basis upon, you know, what it's founded in, the attitudes that it's founded on, I find that pretty important. But in terms of cranking out material, it does a pretty good job.
Okay, I might have to check it out. I don't have Twitter on my PC, so
Nor do I.
yeah.
Well, I do, but I just go to the it's open in a tab.
Oh yeah, I guess I could do that.
oh, like the web page.
Yeah.
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 I have look, Windows has been like trying to make people use like Windows apps for a long time. I consider that a largely failed experiment. I find
the Office.
well,
Yeah.
because
Like everybody's migrated over to Teams. So yeah.
that being said, because like Web Office or like Web Word is
It's ass.
it's fucking stripped down. It is.
It's a car without wheels, man.
It really is, man. It's, they took like regular Word
It's terrible,
and
man.
parked it in a bad neighborhood because that thing is on cinder blocks. Like the windows don't run. Like
It's like the wipers, you know.
it's bad. Yeah, it is so pared down.
Yeah, I always thought the Google Docs were pretty bad.
Google Docs would be like, again, if you asked AI to make like, could you make a word processing program
With
like,
crayons.
Yes, it's like coming right up.
Coming right up.
And
buddy.
it comes up with this bare bones. Like you can look in its menus and see all the things that aren't there.
Oh,
Yeah. But there, Google Slides seems to be fine.
Slides seems to work. It's like most. So I never use slides in any of my stuff, except for when they make me. So
I
you know, but there was a while there I was using several different programs. What was the one that? Shit, I can't remember what it was. It was a web-hosted, template-based PowerPoint thing.
Oh,
That
I
was
know what
really
you're talking about.
fucking good. Yeah.
I can't remember what it was called. It had a weird name.
Yeah. Okay. So
I had students that were using it. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
what is this?
Yeah, it looks great.
And they had to show me.
Yeah. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've actually written a lecture in PowerPoint. So
Bro, okay, so the other thing is like when I get stuff back from the other again, the staff is basically they're all women, right? So I'll get these file formats and there's this thing where like could you just send this to me in a doc file? I'm like, I understand that you're all Mac users.
Oh, I reject pages every time I see it.
Yes.
You get a 0 on that assignment. You better save it as a PDF and re-upload it, dude.
And I understand that this shitty language works between you, and you bought this because it's cute and has rounded corners. But this crap...
Language?
No, the Macs and...
Oh. I thought you were talking about fonts or something.
No. It's like when I see these garbage like Mac formats come in, I'm like, you guys should not be buying these.
Are any of them creative, like artists or anything like that?
There is some of that in there,
Because
I
that's
have
why.
heard it.
but that
A lot of
is
people
not
use
what
that.
they're.
Oh,
There is one person that is her job, right?
I don't.
she will use.
I don't have very many students who use Macs anymore. There were a lot more, maybe like 5-6 years ago. Almost everybody, yeah. I mean, there's a few here and there, but like, I mean, when I used to ask for my first assignments in classes, I used to get about maybe a quarter to a third of them in pages.
Yes.
And I can't read that shit. So, you know, and then we go to the doc conversion. So, motherfucker, you go to a doc conversion. Yeah.
I'm with you 100%. No, this is the format I want.
Right, yeah. And PDF is fine. I can read that, you know, from the moon. You know, so,
That's just a save as.
right. In
Like,
all formats.
yeah.
Yes, in all formats.
That easy. It is
Yeah.
literally right there for everybody.
So,
Well, the problem that I have with PDFs is if you're sending it to me,
If you want to edit it.
exactly.
Right.
oh, you
Right.
don't have the cracker?
Look,
I had to get the cracker, man.
there's
I had to get the ice pick.
there's ways around it, but I mean, here's the thing: it's like if I'm going in here and making these edits,
Yeah.
send it to me in an editable format.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes sense.
And then you can go ahead and put that into PDF. But this is just like,
Yeah.
god damn, like Mac. And again, it's like,
I like PDF because it really works with our LMS. So it doesn't, like, if you have a doc that's got, you know, fucking, you know, graphs and charts and tables and all kinds of shit in it,
right.
you know, and some people just don't know that resize function. So, you know, and so, like, I get this document that's like 18 megabytes because it's got, you know, fucking 4K pictures in it. You know, it's just... It's like, dude, this is a graph. So PDF kills all that.
Look, it's a great format, and look, there are certain things that yes, I absolutely like understand the format in terms of like, I wouldn't trust somebody to e-sign any other kind of format. I wouldn't. You know, that's ridiculous. I mean, there are some things where I do have like reservations of type your name here and things will be good. I'm like, really?
Oh no, man! I got the thing saved in my PDF browser. So
oh, your actual
Signature.
yeah, and I discovered the trick to being able to do that with a mouse.
oh
You know how you sign a check, you do it like this,
Yeah.
right? With a mouse, you do it like this.
oh
You tone the speed down by about 100.
oh no, you're
it comes
right.
out great.
No, you're right. But I have a
Oh, you have the
I
thing,
have a
yeah.
pad, yeah.
I don't have one of them, man.
they're cheap.
Maybe
They're not.
I bet you I could get my school to buy me one of those. So
I'll bet you. Well, I mean,
Bet you
good ones are expensive. You can spend a fortune on these, but in terms of like, because I would use that for like my classes, and so
Yeah.
when I'm making people take notes, I'm like, I'm writing stuff on here, I'm, you know, doodling things. I'm like, oh, this is fun. I just go on Microsoft Whiteboard and do everything on
Shit,
there.
that would be great to be able to do that in my grading system.
It's handy.
Oh fuck!
Seriously,
I need
it's
to get one of those.
it's inexpensive, but yeah, if you want, I guess the art ones can go for quite.
Yeah,
a bit.
you can spend a buck.
Yeah.
I just could never get used to it because you're. I guess they have it better now, but before, if you looked at your paper or the tablet that you're drawing on, there'd be about a eighth of an inch, quarter of an inch,
Really?
where there's like a gap between where your pencil tip is touching the screen, and so it just would always throw me off. But now they have it so that it'll match
yeah.
up to the glass, so it looks like you're actually.
Yeah, because it's doing that on your phone right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and on top of that too, like if you remember the older ones, the ones with like the quarter-second delay between.
Yeah.
And people were drawing on there. I'm like, how the fuck do you get used to this? This is
We had a draw pad for my dad's Commodore 64. Yeah. And it had this big, like, fucking half-inch pencil.
yeah.
And it was a black pad, and so there was no feedback in the pad itself. It was just on the screen.
Yeah.
I remember, yeah. So those have been around for a while.
Yeah.
They have.
Yeah.
My new tablet has the pen that it literally is flush with the glass as you draw. So
See,
you
that's
It's so much better, isn't it?
if they had that when I was the graphic designer, I would have been all over that.
Dude's crazy is I have seen. So I don't know how dudes like made this adjustment. But there are straight up like comic artists today that
Oh yeah.
were doing stuff in the 90s and have graduated to tablets. I'm like, how does this not feel completely alien to you?
Oh, I'm sure the first bit, but once you realize how much time you can save, and the fact that you can make layers, so you could draw something and then just be like, no, I want to try this, and like you could just try stuff, and it's just like, oh no, I'd rather have the wall. Yeah, okay, no, like it gives you so much more freedom to be able to do stuff.
Well, and also too, when I see guys, it's like, oh, okay, well, let me just zoom in, like
right.
Well, the paper was this big, and so like, if you're trying to write something on like basically a sugar packet from this panel, I'm like, it's like a dot.
You know,
But they can actually zoom in there, write a full name on it, and then like zoom. I'm like, wow.
it gives you a lot more freedom once you get comfortable with it. But I'm sure though that initial, well, especially depending on when they did it, I'm sure they're just like, until you could actually touch the paper, basically. Like I bet you, that was it.
Yeah, and I understand that guys like on like colorists adopted it way earlier,
Yeah,
and it felt
you could just grab the section and
like you know.
So that and the effects you can do with it just are off the charts versus how much planning you'd have to do ahead of time with the inker or whatever to.
I cannot believe the old processes. I mean, there's a charm to it, but I mean, there's a distinct look to it that captures it in that period of time. But man, is it different? It's just night and day.
So much work.
And the fact that people like have taught themselves this, like I feel like at a time that it felt like there were like, I don't know, 30 people who were good at this at one point. And now you can go onto any site and you can see people that
just go into
are basically expert colorists.
We'll go into the comic show, like convention. You can literally see people at the booths. They're just like doing their drawings and all that kind of stuff. They're doing their next comic book.
That is crazy.
Just drawing it on the tablets and stuff. So that's Now I'll admit, if you want to own something, it's got to be the real.
Oh, you're talking about buying
pencil,
that panel.
yeah, something like that. Yeah. Like you want to own something, that's it. So being able to flip through their book and seeing their originals and stuff even before it's been colored or inked or all that stuff, like that's cool.
No, that is cool, and I mean, it is. You have a different penchant for wanting to own specific pieces of work and that kind of stuff. So I respect that. I mean, I can look at it and say this is cool. I just don't need it in my house. I don't appreciate it.
I own all sorts.
I don't want to clean it.
It goes on the wall.
I get that, man.
Do you have pictures up in your house?
Yeah.
Okay. You clean them?
Yeah.
No,
he's got to.
It's so sparse. His house is.
My house is littered with junk. So.
In what way?
Oh man, my daughter and my wife have so many knickknacks. There's probably a half dozen gnomes in hiding places I've never found in my house.
Well, that explains why I didn't see them when I was.
They're there, man. Yeah. So
if you were living on your own,
it'd be iPod white.
Right.
Everything would have rounded corners and black glass. And I would still pay someone to come in and scrub it every week.
You wouldn't have. Would you have anything on your walls?
Oh yeah, but I make other people clean them. So
What kind of stuff would go on your
I have
walls?
no idea. It'd become something completely different than what I do. So
Do you have any say?
in what go the basement area is kind of mine.
Right.
So, but I have to share it with cats. So
Well, I don't think they're fighting for what you're decorating the walls.
no, but they definitely leave their marks on everything. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You got a dog that basically sheds and like.
Yeah, that wouldn't stop them from putting stuff up.
Yeah.
A cat would, because her cat would go up and jump on the ledges and throw stuff off it and all those things. So if you had to have stuff that had a significant amount of weight, and or make sure there's not landing spots.
Yeah. So I kind of. I cured my cats of that by like my shelves downstairs don't actually attach to anything. So
Are they just trap doors that have the cats fall off?
yeah, kind of. Yeah. Well, they have the joists. They have the joists that are attached to the wall, but then the shelf just sits on top of those. It's not actually attached to them.
Yeah.
So there's been a couple times a cat would jump up there and fling my battleship, and with her and everything on there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So it took a couple, 1-2 times.
One or
for-
two each.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of figured out that you can't do that. There.
It ain't worth the heart attacks.
So these aren't like the. Maybe they don't do this anymore. You remember, like, I feel like a lot of the houses around here back in the day had those, like, to the studs shelves.
Oh, they still do.
Do they?
Yeah, I put these up myself, and I did it that way on purpose.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I just wondered if that had, like, fallen out of favor. Because I remember seeing it when I was younger, but it doesn't seem like people do that as much anymore.
I don't know, man. Yeah.
Every new home now
Yeah.
uses those white shelves
Oh
that are
yeah.
just a thin wire kind of thing that brace into the wall, and then they have little hooks that you put into the wall to brace it.
Oh,
Yeah, I've seen
okay,
those.
okay.
That is the standard
That's the hot stuff right
That's,
now.
of like every new home.
It
that
sounds
feels-
very
because
Apple made.
Very modular.
Very
Yes.
modular.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the right
Yeah.
word.
And
Swedish.
cheap.
It's Swedish.
They're
Definitely Swedish. then,
cheap.
Yeah, yeah.
So and then
It requires a special tool to put it
you don't have to care where studs
Allen
are.
wrench. Yeah.
You don't care where any of that stuff is. You just whop them up, and away you go.
All right. I mean, that seems very efficient. It seems like a nice thing to do with a new house, and somebody's vision is going to go in there.
It works, I guess. I don't know. I like the solid shelves, but I guess they're solid enough because my son played hide and seek and hit up on one of them once, and I was just like,
That's pretty good.
I was like, okay,
Holy sh-
never again.
Wow.
I guess it holds, but no.
Clever, but dumb.
Let's make it a rule. And I went to all the friends and like, okay, rule: no hiding on the shelves. These white shelves. I get that it looks like it holds, but god damn it, one of these times.
If they'd have torn it out of the wall, would that have been a talking to, or is it like
It's just a talk, yeah.
No, that's a
Well-
lesson in drywall patching.
Dude, I think you and I. I think there's like, you all know better.
Yeah, get your coats. We're going
This
to
is-
Lowe's. Hope you guys have a good eye for texture.
Because I don't.
Because I don't. Yeah. I'm
mean,
not
they
buying the expensive paint that does it for
They
me.
are technically almost all of them are braced on 3 walls. So
3.
yeah, because they have. So if, they're usually in closets.
Oh, okay,
And the
okay,
collies in the
okay.
back,
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
have
yeah.
anchors on the side, and then they anchor them all along.
Yeah, yeah,
But the anchors are just little 1-inch nails.
Nails are like clips.
You hold the clips in with like a 1-inch.
Yeah, I've got a closet downstairs that's full of those things. So
And so it works, but I was just like, should not hold children. But I guess it holds children.
it's distributed weight.
Yeah. I think it has enough points of contact that I guess it holds, but I just don't have the faith.
I feel that it's probably close to its maximum load.
I have no idea. I haven't tried doing a pull up on one and seeing how it goes.
Yeah, dude, that is not something that I'd just a gentle talking to would be Because I'm sorry, you know better. This is...
I've made it a pretty much rule, as long as you come and tell me what happens, we'll work through it.
Okay. And
If I have to find this later,
right.
then I'm upset.
All right.
So
Okay.
And so far they've been pretty good. They've come up and told me, "Hey, I knocked the closet door off of all its hinges. It's laying down." All right, that's cool. We can go fix it. Hey, I've done this. Hey, we marked up your ceiling. All right.
All right.
Okay. You guys are doing good. You're telling me everything that goes on. All right, I'm feeling good.
All right. Well, when I was house sitting when you were traveling, I was visiting your kitties. The only thing that seemed out were like little cat toys, and just like on the floor. But everything else was just kind of, most stuff was put away. There was...
Yeah, I haven't been as good about policing up my family lately with that.
All right.
So, my daughter's
She's spreading.
Oh God, yes. So, and like, her room is on that same level of the house, and so when it is full of shit, that stuff starts. It's like lava. It starts to flow into the rest of the house.
Oh, Christmas is coming.
You put the towel under her door.
Right? Yeah. Put out some tinfoil. You know.
Well, that's funny. All right, fair enough. All right, if that's because I want to win there. It's just your place really does look clean, look very organized, very like there's not a lot of like mental clutter in there.
It's gotten worse over the last year.
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. There's just a lot of stuff. So
Time to pitch it.
My son
that's
doesn't
what I
spread.
say, man. But yeah.
My son doesn't spread.
No.
My daughter spreads.
Spreads. Yeah.
She does art stuff and all these things.
That's what my daughter's doing now. She's
And
got
so
art
it's
projects
there,
all over the
there,
place. So she's got writing projects in 4 different spots, you know. And we got her a nice, like, from my mom, we got a nice antique desk and put it in her room. And then immediately got occupied by stuffed animals and stuff. So it's not actually a workspace. It's
Yeah,
just
the desk in her room has no space.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just kind of, I don't know, man. So I'll work on it. But now they're gonna get all the Christmas stuff out here the next day or so and just with that all over the house. And so, which is fine, man. You know, but then when pieces of it stay until this next Christmas, so I noticed that the other day. I was like, wait a minute, that's a Santa.
Well, we're ready.
That's been here all year. Yeah, okay. So
You've allowed it to become a permanent fixture.
I didn't really notice it.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
You tolerated it until it became. I mean, it's like a broken window in the neighborhood, bro.
That's true.
And
that
Santa's...
Actually, one of my windows broke this week too. So
Your new windows?
Yeah. So
because of the cold.
I think so. I think some moisture got in there, and so it's got this nice hairline crack. So
is it under warranty still?
I don't know. So I imagine so. So
You're not
pretty
going to
early.
leave it. You just bought them.
Well, like 2 years ago, yeah.
Oh,
so.
2 years.
It might be out of warranty.
Yeah.
I don't care. I got the money to pay for it, but it was just kind of one of those things. It was like, oh, I don't want to deal with that.
Is it the inside? Because they're double paid, right?
It's the outside. It's not the inside one. So it's not like cold air is getting in. So it's just eventually moisture will get in there. And
So you're not going to just go put electrical tape on?
I just put duct tape on it. Yeah. So.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Your HOA would not permit
It
that.
doesn't have an HOA.
I do have an HOA.
Oh, you do?
Mine is just not like rolling around in freaking Kubelwagens like yours.
Well, now they just sent out a thing that we can all be judges on the Christmas lights that everybody put.
Well, surprise.
You
You don't have to pay HOA dues for a year.
Actually, technically, well, it's hard to say. So my technical HOA dues are only $100 a year.
Yeah.
But our electric bill?
Oh.
Yeah, our electric bill is tied into the rec center and all of that stuff.
I see.
That's right. You got all that fancy.
Right.
And that is where the gouging comes in.
Yeah, I think my HOA is like $300 a year. So, and it goes towards nothing except for snow removal, the trash.
Right.
And
that includes your trash?
Yeah, it includes our trash. So, because we have private roads, so they only want one trash company there. So otherwise, if dudes are bringing in trucks to service one guy's house, it fucks up the road.
Dude, I pay $100 every 3 months for trash. So, god damn.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
Wow.
So, yeah. And then the reserve for fixing the streets. So.
Yeah, for how much we pay each month just to have the rec center, like, it should be multiplying. Like, there should be a baby rec center, and then it should grow. Like,
It's like spread like weeds.
yeah. It is like, we're paying like $150 a month.
Do they take care of all the parks around there and
The
stuff?
parks
too?
and the rec center and all that.
They got employees and all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, okay.
But I'm
yeah.
like, god damn.
It is a nice rec center, though.
It is.
Yeah.
I like
And you
it.
do
It's
take
huge.
advantage of it, right?
I mean, I don't use the gym, which I probably should have, but then I can't watch my own show. And I like watching a show
Well, no.
while I work out.
Hey, the stuff you do at home is one thing. There are certain things that
Oh yeah, there's a lot of exercises I could do, but I don't want to leave.
it's just I know I get it.
I go to the store. I don't want to
I
go
know.
and work out in front of people.
Well, see, that's why you go at 1:15 in the morning.
Well, they're not open at 1:15.
That's a problem.
No, they don't. They are not 24-hour fitness.
Hey, dude,
Just
the
to bat yourself in, you know?
that's how that shit works. Yeah.
Yeah, that is not how this operates.
Well, that's kind of well. It's not a problem. I me's annoying, but yeah,
So-
it's cool that you have it. I mean, if you use it, that's all. If it's something that you don't, then
It's got a pool.
right. Well, see, that's
And if I ever got motivated enough to actually go shoot baskets, I'd go to basketball courts
that'd be sweet
and
too.
actually just play basketball.
Yeah.
But there's stuff on TV.
Hey, dude, I'm not gonna fault you. There are a couple pieces of gym equipment that I'm like, I would like to own this. It's expensive, and it's the stuff where you have to make sure it's stationary, and it's the stuff like not the like you can't put together just like a I don't want to say Nordic track, but there's there's a couple of companies that make home stuff with cables and stuff like that. There's a difference between the stuff you use at the gym versus the stuff that you get there. Right.
I've never used one of the at-home.
Well, we had
elastic
some.
stringy thingy thing.
We've had them in the past. They're not.
Well, they have ones that are way crazier now.
That's what I'm talking about, and they're
LeBron James has a commercial for one that has like a computer system that's all hooked up.
all right. Well, number one,
It's
if
like
it's
measuring your output where you like it can do.
yeah,
all
the
this
fucking
stuff.
the Ivan Drago shit. I get it. But yeah, number one, it's a commercial. Number two, if it had LeBron James, I wouldn't be sitting around to watch it. I got no time for that guy.
Well, I hate the guy too.
Fuck
but-
him.
City Volcano's coming for him.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Well deserved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he got Jay-Z last week.
You are staying on touch with.
I had to,
It's
man.
all
I
right,
had to
all
get
right.
on a different news, so I had to go back and look at what's happening with the slow-moving lava.
It's slow, but it is moving.
It's
It is
definitely moving
it is-
downhill, man. So
There's
yeah,
a lot of it, and it's going to be like there's going to be a new island that comes out of this
Huh.
from how much lava comes out. Like it's building new land.
it is building new land. Yeah.
Kamala in it at all?
Not that I've seen yet, but
Okay.
it's
I don't
possible.
know if all the fake things that I see with her in like some
Yeah.
of these things. I'm like,
I think it's
guys
it's
just
worked its
messing
way
it up.
around Obama land, so I don't think it's going to hit that. So I think that guy was a little too clever. So
I'm
I
not
think
getting
so,
caught on
too.
tape with
maybe not
anything.
one of his daughters. So,
Right. As we've learned recently, that family can tie you into some things that
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
With which one?
family
Family and misguided presidential children.
Oh, okay. I don't know if it was that one or something new came out.
Yeah, I don't
Talk
know,
about a
man.
different family.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about that, and this was, I can't remember who pointed this out. This was a lawyer who went and said, like, all right, so here's the tricky thing about Hunter Biden and what goes on here is they say, all right, by being pardoned, he can't be charged for those crimes.
He also can't plead the fifth.
That is correct.
Yeah, I saw that too.
And if you refuse in that case,
Then you can go to jail.
correct, until you actually talk.
So Jim Jordan's already been talking about this.
So to get pardoned, you have to admit it. Is basically
No,
No,
it
you
just
just
means
can't be
that
charged for it.
there's no crime that you can be charged with at that point in time.
Or
So
if you've already committed it.
you've already committed.
Yeah.
So you there is no standing for you to plead the fifth on something
Because you can't incriminate yourself.
because you can't incriminate yourself. So because you've got to get out of jail free card. So Congress could, in theory, haul Hunter Biden before a committee and say, answer this question, fucker. So, and if he doesn't answer it, then he can go to jail. He cannot plead the fifth. Now he can get up there and say, I don't recall.
Right.
So, which is what he would do.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
yeah. But
Okay, fair enough. I was like, well, that.
but I had never heard of that before either. So I had to run
It
that one
hasn't
by the
come up.
authorities.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and
yeah.
he said, yep. So if there's no crime, there's no standing to plead the fifth. So, because there's no chance of incriminating yourself.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Which is why.
That's like a bar exam question.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's one of those rare esoteric things in law that they try and get you on. So,
Okay. And I also that was where the talk on this was. That's part of the potential danger of pardoning those additional people, those pre-pardons, as well.
I'd be really surprised if he does that. I personally, I don't think there's any fucks left for him to give. So
He doesn't. I don't know, man.
I
So
don't. Yeah. I
they
mean,
they made an argument, and I'd be inclined to believe this, that when Biden said that he wouldn't pardon his son, the argument is that he thought that was true. He's right. He believed that was the case. The argument right now is if you look at him and he's like, when he's speaking and like when something happens with the teleprompter, he actually says like teleprompter error.
abort, retry.
Yeah. Something like that happened just recently. But
Did he say go fuck yourself, San Diego?
so there's a strong argument that says like that his wife just told him to do it, and
That's
he didn't
possible.
remember.
That's possible.
And I would completely believe that at this point.
Yeah, maybe. I'd be surprised if we see anything from him. So, I mean, Christmas is 2 weeks away. So the inauguration's 3 weeks after that.
So it's
So
like 40 days.
yeah, it's like 40 days. I doubt you see him for more than 2 of those. So
He says little things from time to time, and that's it.
that's about it. And it's usually with like questions that get shouted at him in the hall, kind of
Right.
thing. He's not going to do a sit down interview. He didn't even go to France for that thing.
Nope.
So no, so I think he's donezo. So I mean, and I personally, I don't think that there's actually much love lost between him and Anthony Fauci anyway. So because Fauci fucked him just as hard as he did Trump. So I've never heard him say a nice thing about him. So
I don't know about him. He did.
Fauci flat out lied about Peter Daszak to both Trump and Joe Biden.
This is true. This is
Yeah.
true. But
So
I will say that when he was in charge of this and when this was going on, Biden was very much dick riding vaccination really hard.
well, and so was Trump. So
He didn't have long enough to do it.
no,
I mean,
but
that
he
was
hit it pretty hard. I mean, if you ask him now what's one of his favorite accomplishments, he's going to say Operation Warp Speed.
Right.
So there you
Right.
go. So, You know, I mean, and I like both of them. I don't think there's any love lost between either of those two guys and NIH at all. So
Probably not.
yeah,
Probably
So-
not.
like at least the CDC guy came out in front of Congress. He was like, "Yeah, that guy fucking lied to us." So you
Yeah.
know, and that guy lost his job over that.
There are a bunch of people that's like, so we're going to tell the stories of how our reputations got ruined by
Yep.
this guy, and
He was one of them.
with him. Yeah.
Yeah, that bearded dude. So yeah,
Yeah, he seems like that's the guy you
Seems
should be
pretty
listening
based,
to.
yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely he does. Straight up red pill, Pat. Yeah. Is this what we're doing? Is that,
I guess.
Is this
yeah.
who we are? Is he Sigma? Is this what we're doing? Oh my god.
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. He might. Who knows? Yeah, someone might get in his ear and he might or whatever sign this. So yeah.
All I know
Of course, he's gotten a lot of shit about this, so he might be like, "Nope, I'm done." So you know, like, because I even heard like other people last week, you should pardon Trump to balance it out. I was like, no, he's not going to do that. So you know,
I don't think the betting odds are going to be high on that one, and frankly, they probably shouldn't be.
No.
It's just, I mean, I would be surprised if that would be the Jets beating the Colts like Super Bowl #2 shit.
Can you pardon yourself?
nobody really knows because nobody's done it. So yeah,
If anybody would try it,
yeah,
it wasn't illegal when I did
yeah,
it.
You have to make a new rule after. So be it.
Somebody has to try to fumble it forward first before you make a rule on it.
yeah. I don't see him. Yeah, I don't. Maybe, but I just don't think you're going to see the guy until Inauguration Day. So he'll actually shake Donald Trump's hand at the White House and pass it on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think you're going to see him before. I mean, did they light the Christmas tree?
I'm going to say that. Okay.
If they did, then I think that's like one of the 3 last times you're going to see him.
Right.
You know?
Right. I think he pardoned the turkey like a couple weeks ago. And
Okay,
then,
yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, I think Joe Biden has like one mission left in him, and it is like it's that end of Halo Reach where it's just mission survive, and he just doesn't want to die before.
Don't let Kamala have.
I think that's absolutely.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
that
you might
his
be right.
Whole thing is just like
I don't think he's going to die that fast.
I don't either,
Yeah.
but I think it's just like at this point it's like. Don't step on ice. Don't.
Yeah. Chew food thoroughly. You know? Remember 100 times.
Yeah. It's like I cannot just accidentally let this woman into this office because I think that, like, if you've seen them in any kind of public space together, they don't like each other.
Nope.
Not in the slightest.
No,
Yeah.
not even a little bit. And she has been MIA.
Oh, she's gone.
Completely MIA. She actually showed up to. They had a ball like last week.
Yeah.
She went to that, and that was like, no questions, no nothing.
Oh no.
She did do one interview though, not too long ago.
Did she?
She did. So
Well, and she also like a couple of weeks ago she did that like little 2-minute. Hey guys, the fight's not over.
she did do that.
Please continue to send me money.
Yeah, no, she did another interview like last week or something.
She did. Yeah.
I still owe a lot, so.
It's like you're not supposed to be in the hole after this. It's like you got. You want to talk about the worst return on investment? Like, so you spent $1.5 billion.
She spent 1.5 billion,
Yeah,
and she was only 20 million in the hole.
believe so.
That's not a big deal then. So
Would you stop minimalizing these huge numbers?
you just
I mean,
have to
this
look
is
at it
so-
from percentage wise. That's less than 0.5%. So
Okay, but all right. So
Then
again,
how do you not budget less than 1/2 of 1%?
I don't know, man. That would depend on what contract she had out there. I
and
have no
also,
idea.
what did you get for 1.5 million?
Billion.
Billion. I'm sorry. What did you get for that?
Slaughter.
About the same thing that Hillary Clinton got.
Oh, no. She didn't see the entire country shift red.
That's true. That's
That's
true.
what I'm saying is your ROI
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the worst
Terrible.
in history.
So yeah, it's awful. So
Yeah, at least Hillary was down to the wire, kind of.
Hey, and she won the
It was.
popular vote.
Yeah, she did win the popular vote,
I mean,
yeah.
that's there's that. So
yeah.
Kamala got Water.
Hey, dude,
Yeah,
at least at this point, with the exception of a couple of like angry ass women on like MSNBC, like most people are starting to say like, this whole policy of saying like everyone that didn't vote for her is racist and sexist didn't work.
Who are the ones on MSNBC who are still saying that?
Let's see.
Probably the View people.
They're on.
Well,
they're on
yeah,
NBC.
every single one of them is just still in that. Like Whoopi Goldberg is still hitting that hard. Joy Reid is still like banging that.
She is
drum, man.
insufferable, man.
She's a horrible human being.
Insufferable. So yeah, I seen
Like she's rotten to the core.
Actually, I saw a couple of clips of her fighting with Whoopi the other day. It was kind of like, oh. So
Well, just if you guys are gonna actually fight, like get pocket knives and do it out there. I don't.
switchblades.
I want
that.
I don't want you. One of you shouldn't walk out of here alive. If you're gonna have like that shitty of an attitude, one of you should
Two
be.
go in, one comes out.
Just fucking Thunderdome each other. And you know what? I don't mind if Joy Behar, just pick a calamity, and I'm cool
I
if she
know,
walks into
yeah,
it. It's
right,
just
yeah.
like this is.
I catch very little about that, but it does pop up on a couple of news programs that I watch. And most of it's like, check this out. So there's a new wreck at the Indy 500 this weekend.
I see you haven't been watching people die recently, Patrick.
No.
Right.
Die?
Yeah.
What is
Well,
this?
You're like
Doom scrolling or whatever.
military.
No, man. I saw
It's the
some.
holiday season.
Yeah, I don't want to watch people get blown to pieces. I saw this drone video last week where this dude had dropped like basically a personal. It was either a grenade or a small munition into a raft that had like 4 dudes in it.
Oh.
Yeah, and so blew up the raft, sank the raft. All 4 guys drowned. You can see them drowned.
Oh.
Yeah, a couple of them are clearly missing parts.
Yeah.
Which you can't swim without at least 2 of these.
Did you see anything about the weird drone thing today?
Oh, in New Jersey?
Yeah, I
can't figure it out, man. So there was one guy who did debunk the Iranian drone carrier ship story. If you heard that one,
The mothership, yes.
it's still in Iran, so
Okay.
don't worry about that.
So what are these?
Nobody knows, but they're not Iranian drones.
I just
so-
saw it on TV, but I didn't have the volume up enough to hear what the hell they were talking about, and I could just read the thing saying like mysterious drone in New Jersey. I'm like,
Well, they're not UFOs, and I can tell you why they're not UFOs.
so they're man-made.
Because they have directional lights on them. So the red on one side and the green on the other.
Oh.
I don't think the UFOs register with the FAA.
It'd be cool then if they asked.
Yeah, how do we get licensed? Yeah.
No, because like remember, like on Star Trek, what they'd always do is like with these pre-warp cultures, they check in and they blend in with their population.
Oh, right,
So, like,
yeah.
They could have asked like flying units. Do you guys
standard?
have a right?
Yeah.
Because this will be weird if
we
don't
had
know.
it backwards.
yeah, and they go in there and they do like whatever basic surgery counts as alien. It's like, what is this? It's like, well, we have like eye bag ridges. You're so different.
So different,
Like-
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know if you heard actual information.
I just heard
to tell
about
me
it
what
today.
it was. I saw the picture and I'm like,
It actually popped up.
Okay.
So there's this guy that I watch, and I catch his videos just about every day. And he talks all about global shipping. He's great. Okay, he's a merchant mariner dude. He's a professor at Academy.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, he's a cool guy. And so, but he like anything that had anything to do with the Houthis shooting at our boats, he was the first guy to report.
That's
on
where
it.
you got all this.
Oh, totally. He was great. So, because he knows how to pull up all the software, he's like, no, the
Okay.
ship is right here. It's got a transponder on. This is its code. Go Google it. Oh, shit, he's right. So, yeah. So, but anyway, he came on today, and he said there's, like, mystery drones over New Jersey. I was like, what the fuck is this? So, yeah, and then he was the one, he was like, I did not put this was not on my bingo card. No, but people have been tweeting that. I follow him on Twitter too about like Iranian drones over fucking New Jersey. So, and he was like, so yeah, they have 2 drone carriers. There's 2 of them. They're basically just converted tankers. So, they're not actual warships.
Okay.
Yeah. They built these to launch those Sahed drones off of. So, the Navy has eyes on them 100% of the time. So they always know where they are. They're still in Iran. So he's like, you can tell because here's their transponder. So, and here's 3 ships that passed them today and all said, yep, they're still there. So yeah. So it's not Iranian drones, but then he was the one who was pointing out, he's like, they might be UFOs, except for these directional lights on them.
Well, I mean, so they had like a camera on it or whatever, and it was like looking through bare trees.
Yeah.
And it's like a cloudy sky and just the lights of the drone. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell? And I'm like,
And they're pretty big, too.
Where's my remote? I'm like, I can't. I want to hear what the hell they're saying.
They're not like little tiny drones like this either. They're pretty big. So he was like, oh.
All right. Cool. Well, it'll be on the news tomorrow, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I'll have the sound. I was like, it looks kind of creepy. All right, I'm kind of.
So did you hear about this?
Look, the sources that I'm with are still swearing that this is Iranian. So
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry, man.
no. I'm happy that
Go
they're not.
take facts to them.
Don't be that. Just let them find them on their own.
It's
Dude,
totally
I
fine.
love this
No,
on
no,
Twitter
no.
now. As I just see someone is completely wrong about something. I follow that guy for a little bit. So it's kind of fun to watch the mea culpas or the radio silence that goes on after a week or two. So
All right, man. So this is the sorting out, the great sorting out that we've been dealing with here. Again, this is like with the blue sky debacle, and
that's a joke.
it is a joke. And I mean, here's the thing: is I'm not saying that Twitter is a shithole. It is. Because there's like 6 polite people on there, and you know who they are, and nobody fucks with them. It's just kind of like, these people are nice. Don't talk to them in a rude way because they're always friendly, and they always, argue very kindly. The rest of it, right, is just different types and sizes and breeds of mechanical sharks, and like. All of them are cannibals. Every single, like, they'll eat their own flesh. I mean, this is the thing.
They will.
Has Twitter gotten better or worse since Musk?
100,000 times better.
Yeah, it's definitely better.
Okay, now let me explain.
Okay, because his
definitely
previous
better.
statement did not.
Well, no.
sound
So here's the thing: is that field out there, because of the way it is, right? If you spout some old bullshit, right? People won't let it stand, right? So I'm not just talking about community notes, but basically, like, if you go out there and let me give you like let me give you an old statistic that people still believe in, right? Patrick, what is the fallacy of the wage gap?
Between men and women?
Yes.
Well, there's several different pieces of it. So
Hook me up. What is the commonly spouted version, and what's the correction?
Well, again, the commonly spouted one is always something like a woman makes 83 cents on the dollar to a man, but if you go out there and look at any 2 individuals, a man and a woman doing the same job, almost all of them get paid the same. So,
All right.
the exception being Hollywood. So,
And modeling. Yes.
oh yeah, and modeling. Yeah. But I mean, in
Men
individual
get paid more.
No.
modeling, no,
Okay,
no.
okay, I didn't think so. That's why I was like, wait, what?
No. So, but like if you go and if you look at, if you take your Fortune 500 CEOs, yeah, granted, there only maybe a couple dozen of them are actually women, but they get really well paid. Right. So, and like there's like you take a look, any professionalized profession like doctors or lawyers, pay gap doesn't exist.
Right.
So where's the gap?
So there's 2 things. Number 1, women don't participate in the workforce at the same rate that men do. And then number 2, so, a lot of women self-select into jobs that don't pay as much. There you go. That explains almost all of it. If you add teaching is one of them, so home health care, social service, things like that. So,
So if I take all the money that men made this year and all the money that women made this year, and then put them side by side, right? Yeah. Now, here's the thing is, if you say that on Twitter, right, 100 people are going to come, and some people will argue, and they're going to say like, "Hey, this is what the numbers say," and you'll get people posting charts and graphs, and you might get community noted and say like, "Yes, but this is what this actually means," right? Now, the people that have migrated to Blue Sky, okay, it's like-minded, so you can take that 83% thing, post it, and because the people there are like-minded, they will just take it as fact. Nobody argues that because they want that to actually be the truth. They want you to argue. So if I go in there, and again, there's stuff that people...
If you posted that it was false over there, would you get the same reaction? Or would you just get freaking, stockpiled?
You get blocked.
Yeah, okay. There we
They
go.
just block you.
They just block you. No, here's the thing. That place is huge on pre-made block lists.
What's a pre-made block list? You take a look at your email and say, "No, I'm sorry. You have a track record, buddy."
There are people out there who they're like, we want this to be this specific kind of place, and they will like dig through histories. If you like pop up in a place, they will start putting you on block
It
lists.
reports you to the Blue Sky Police.
That is correct.
Oh.
It is pathetic, right? And so this is the thing: is that kind of stuff will perpetuate through it. And so when I get out there and I talk about the mechanical sharks that eat their own flesh, all right. Yes, everybody is argumentative. Yes, everybody is fucking rude. Yes, everybody, I mean, they don't play any defense. It is just, I'm trying to dunk on people 24/7.
That's all they try and do
right?
on Twitter.
It is.
I mean, you'll find nuanced stuff on there from time to time. You got to follow the right people, and even then,
Absolutely.
you got to stay the fuck away from the comments because they're just garbage. So
the comments will straighten shit out sometimes, but I mean, that's the thing is,
only if it's like an egregious fucking chart foul or something like that. I mean,
well, absolutely. Well, again, so say for example the Daniel Penny case, right? I think it's pretty well known by everybody at this point, right? So what's his name? I can't remember his dumbass name, but this is the guy that basically pulled the fire alarm in Congress.
Eric.
I can't remember his name.
I know who you're talking about.
All right.
He got voted out.
He got voted out.
He got voted out.
So he launched into this tirade about people are so racist, blah 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 blah. They let this go. If this was a black man, he would have been in jail. And so again, that's where the comment section comes in. It's like, all right, well, I beg to differ, sir. Where it's like, all right, so there were two black people that were helping subdue this person at the time.
Yeah, they're on the video.
Right. And then the next group of people comes this like, now here come the charts. So here's the data, this, and this. And then the next set of charts of, well, the data actually concludes that if you're a black man and a white man that commit the same crime, the black guy actually gets an easier sentence.
Huh.
Yes. Now,
They don't get charged at the same rate, though.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Right. But, I mean, this is the thing is, so you'll have a dude, if he did that on Blue Sky, it's just going to be like, yeah.
Blocked.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. That's a preach.
So what do they?
This.
They go over there to pump each other up, and do they launch like suicide bombers over to Twitter?
So, yeah, let me another example, right? So the things that you cannot
You got this, dude. You got this.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and this is the thing is the dude that blew away that CEO, right?
Oh God,
He's a fucking hero over there, and basically everybody else is like CEOs are on notice.
This is the part of the internet that I had to actively ignore this week. I actually the other night I was out and I was like scrolling through Twitter, and I was getting mad. I could feel myself getting mad. And I was like, you know what? We're gonna go back over to like YouTube. Because it's less fighty than this.
And yeah, it's fighting, and that's the thing is if you throw out this bullshit of like no, this guy's right, he's a hero, it's all this kind of stuff on Twitter, you're gonna get put on deck. On fucking Blue Sky, it's gonna be like, yeah, preach. Yeah.
No,
yeah,
I was
right.
seeing some people that I thought I respected posting some really bad shit about that the other day.
Right.
So I was kind of like, all right. So let me go over to YouTube and unsub from you, dude.
Yeah. So I mean that's the thing is that's one of the few things that'll get you like banned on Twitter now compared to before. I mean, here's the thing: there's a lot of people that say,
what do you get banned for?
Okay, so this is just to draw the comparison. The thing is, a lot of people on Blue Sky say this is like pre-Musk Twitter, and they're not wrong, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of like, these are the approved opinions, okay? Everything else is hate speech, and they'll hit you with that, right? So,
So Twitter will hit you with that if you voice support for
Killing
this
someone.
kid.
so if you, for example, right, you cannot incite or say that violence is okay, right?
Okay, so if you ask people to go pick up guns and let's go get them,
Right. You
yeah, you
cannot
should get banned.
wish for people's death. You cannot,
yeah.
right?
You're next American Airlines CEO.
That is correct.
Yeah, okay.
That
All
is the
right,
kind of
that's
stuff that and they'll let you grave dance, right? A little bit.
Well, fuck yeah, they will, man. That's been all over the thing all week. So
Right? But at the same time, you cannot go there and do anything that is insightful of this stuff. They are sort of in a gray zone when it comes to doxing.
it depends on how famous you are. So
Yes,
Yeah.
and what the intent is. So,
Right.
there's
they shouldn't get into that game, man.
it's an easy thing to report.
Exactly,
I mean, that's the
yeah.
thing is, hey, if you want the doxing done, go to Kiwi Farms. That's where I
that
hang
is
out.
never going to go on my computer chat.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
It's not for me.
If you
I mean, you really made me think about whether or not I wanted to put Telegram on my fucking phone. So. Because now I can look at it on my phone.
look, I get it. But I mean, yeah. So there's that. But because there always were contained places where you would go for this kind of stuff. Because like back in the day, if you were looking for like, let's say there used to be this urban rumor, right? They used to say like, I heard this dude like jumped off this building, right? It's like, yeah. And he jumped through like one of those, like he fell like 10 stories, like into like one of those chain link fences.
It got sliced into cubes.
So there used to be places where you could go to LiveLeak or you go to something like this and you'd go looking for this kind of stuff. It was quarantined to that spot of the internet. And I think this is what we need to do again is get back to quarantining. You know if you belong here. And by the way, that never happened. You do not get cubed.
You could probably make AI do that.
Yeah, you could probably get an AI animation of that.
Probably
Yeah.
could.
The thing is we have
It's happened in enough movies.
we have hard and soft parts of our bodies. It just doesn't. You don't go through the.
This is a chain link fence made out of laser.
Yeah, superheated
Superheated chain link
So
fence. Yeah, what if you heat it to like 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit?
and
Okay,
somehow
so
the metal doesn't melt.
Well, you have to make it out of tungsten or something.
This is like, look, man, we're getting to the point where
We have a chain link fence that's sideways.
Sideways.
that's exactly it. So it's
It
like
says trimampoline on it.
some of the other like, where did you find a fence that is horizontal
Right.
and like underneath a building?
I don't think I've.
Now, what they did, and so they
Maybe it was a chicken coop and that was the top of it. You know?
Oh yeah,
there you
chicken
go.
cook wires definitely
There you
strong.
go.
those could
chicken
fuck
wire.
you up.
They're sharp, but ain't no way it's supporting.
Then you
a
wouldn't
probably
be cubed,
watching
you'd
it,
be
yeah.
hexed. So-
Hex, but you'd go right through that shit probably.
well, what if it was
So you
superheated?
just collapse it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's superheated. Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Superheated.
superheated. That's right,
Superheated,
that's
yeah.
right. Made out of tungsten.
Made out of
So,
tungsten.
all right, the things that I think.
Or whatever the filament is in a light bulb, you know.
Okay, so all right, so if it's piano wire or
Right.
right.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. You could stitch one of those out of piano.
What about if the grid was made out of the like water jets that they cut like wood with?
Yeah. Oh, that would work even better. So yeah, that would work much better because you'd have some lubrication there.
So by happenstance, this guy jumps off the building into this human
Yeah,
death
this is the
trap.
stuff that used to belong on the something awful forums.
This would be the kind of things that if we were 20 years younger, you'd be discussing like every Friday over dinner.
Depends on the crowd, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and that was the thing is with the fence thing, there was some truth to that, sort of. However, what ended up happening more often is that the fence, like the one I have outside and the one you have in the back, is it has to do with what's at the top of the fence, because they're always like what you have to, the posts and the pieces they put to it is what makes all the difference. And that's where they'd find like, okay, so this dude didn't get cubed, but he did get decapitated by it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's vastly different. Than
Way different.
cubing
It's
a
not.
body.
Because, I mean, I swear, we'd all know it. It's like, this guy went through. And, like, there'd be, like... Because before all that, you used to... The thing was old police photos.
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah.
And that was the big thing, was... I don't remember... Like, the first time I remember people talking about that stuff on the internet was... a couple of places would spread the pictures of, like, Chris Farley's dead body after his overdose.
I remember that.
And Kurt Cobain's suicide.
I never saw that one.
You don't want to see it.
No, I don't want to see it.
It's...
Yeah, a shotgun to the face. So, yeah.
It does exactly what you think it does.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, in 16-bit graphics. So, but whatever. Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, that's true. I mean, there are there's a very famous there's a guy who did that to himself on live stream on like Twitch.
On Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that's why, like, YouTube, there's something in the algorithm now that detects whether or not you have a gun in the room.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah, so you cannot live stream with weapons.
Smart.
Right, yeah. But that's YouTube, man. I mean, YouTube's like...
There's no, like, hunting videos or anything?
Videos, yes. Live streams, no.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And, I mean, GunTube has basically been crushed by, like, YouTube's...
Has it really?
Content moder... Oh, man.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I mean, they had... There's been guys that I've watched for years. They're like, yeah, we're kind of done, because
That's a shame.
nothing that we can do is monetized anymore, and so we can't monetize. We can't advertise for gun manufacturers, ammo companies, any of that stuff. So
okay. So because I saw some dudes that would like they'd have some like sponsors that are like, this is Big Ed's ballistic gel.
Yeah. That's all gone. That's all migrating over to what is it? What's that stupid platform full of libertarian trash?
Truth?
No. Never been on Truth.
Stupid platform full of libertarian trash.
No, it's the video hosting one. Rumble. They're migrating over to Rumble. So, because YouTube's going like PG, man. So
it's sad.
It is getting there. Well, I mean, someone's got to do it, man, and they're the biggest dog in the biggest fish in the pond. And so, okay, fine. If you want to go watch weird shit, go over to Rumble or whatever, or Twitter. You can find that stuff on Twitter.
You can. So,
can you have full videos on Twitter?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
So you can only type 100 and whatever words, but you can have the full.
You can actually. So here's how it
lot.
works.
Oh.
You can type. So the way that this works is, you can type I think it's 280 characters now, right? And what that'll do is that is how much will appear on like the timeline. That's what you have to do before you click more. Right?
Gotcha. Okay.
And then the rest of your manifesto
Can be there.
Or you can just add it as an attachment.
or you can add it as attachment, or the other thing you can do is just keep replying to your own tweet.
One of 14. It's like deck the sections in the Constitution.
Gotcha.
I use it. There's a few guys that I follow that do that. It's like 1 of 8. It's like I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I know that my other I talked to you about this. My other guilty pleasure is people that have attitudes talking to the cops.
Oh yeah.
And I just can't turn away from that shit because eventually it's look, these things turn out the same every time. It's going to be 15 minutes of get out of the car, and the other person say I don't want to get out of the car, and then eventually after 15 minutes of lipping,
I want to show you my ID.
Right.
What did I do? What did I do?
I didn't do
anything.
Yeah.
What did I do?
I want to speak to you, Sergeant. I need a supervisor.
I need a lawyer. Yeah.
And yeah, so after 15 minutes, they get dragged out of their car.
Tased.
They will sometimes be tased. They will be sometimes be put in that sleeping bag.
I've only seen a few of those, man. First time I saw it was definitely on Twitter, though. It's like, that thing's ingenious, man.
And they threaten for a while. And it is, I mean, this is the thing about it is, it has opened my eyes so much in terms of like, you know what? Cops are way more patient than they get blamed for being all the time here.
Yeah. Well, the breadth of experience that a cop has dealing with people, even after just 1 year on the job.
Oh, yeah.
Is like, miles. You would have to spend thousands of hours in a bar to see a tenth of that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
There was one I saw that the cop pulled over a guy and he's like, I don't have a license. He's like, I identify as a cat. I was like, really?
Oh, I saw that one.
Did you?
I did see that
And
one. It was
goes,
hilarious. That cop was so nice to
he
him,
was
too.
so nice.
Like in California, it's illegal for animals to drive cars.
And then there's a buddy in the car, and he's talking to him, and he's like, well, you should go to jail because you're allowing your pet to drive a motor vehicle. I'm just like, oh my god, dude, you're this was
How did I miss this?
It was a real cop. Dude,
Yeah,
man.
and he just straight face the whole way through. He's just like breaking it down, like I can't remember what other, but he had all sorts of logic to every single thing.
Oh, and he was quick about it too.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was like,
It was
holy
great, yeah.
shit, dude.
I
That
identify as a
was good.
cat. Well, good for you, sir. But unfortunately, cats are not allowed to drive vehicles in the state of California.
But, like at the end, he's just like, so you want to get your license? Or?
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to save me a lot of trouble, just give me your license, please. That was funny. And they were parked out like it's outside of like a Kohl's or some shit. Yeah, you can see it in the background, man.
It was so impressive. I was just like, damn, man, you should make national news.
That one showed up on my feed. So
That's what I don't know how it didn't make. This seems like
Yeah.
exactly the kind of shit I'd be into.
it was great. It was great.
Yeah, for me to see it.
Yeah, how the hell did you see this, man?
On YouTube?
No, it wasn't YouTube. It came up on, I think it was on one of my LinkedIn, like just as I was
okay.
scrolling through, it somehow got in there.
Oh,
Man, LinkedIn's getting like
Yeah, it's
There's-
not necessarily.
it's
work
getting a little
stuff.
shady, man. So yeah, like
What happened?
nothing, man.
They're
There's
just
just people
branching
doing
out,
stuff like that on
posting
there
stuff
now.
that
Yeah.
has nothing to do with work.
And I'm not one of those guys who are like, hey, professional here, you know? So.
you wouldn't dare. You don't
No,
have it in you.
I don't have it in
You know
me.
what? You would do that. Okay, so I could, if you saw that I was watching you, right? I could see you pipe in and be like, model train enthusiast here, or no, actually,
I replied that way once. What was it? It was tongue in cheek though. So
right.
yeah.
I could see you again, like in the model train form, being like yard engineer here.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Right.
No, that's the last place I would do because you get your shit jumped. So you would get your shit jumped. You'd be doxxed and swatted within an hour.
Oh,
So those people are that militant. So train tube is the worst part of YouTube. So
I didn't know that there was a. I thought this was just on.
we
the
don't talk
forums.
about train tube. That's the first rule.
I didn't know there was a train.
They're gonna find you
Shit, fuck,
now.
I'm fucked, man. We gotta go now, guys. You know?
I'm not saying I don't want anything to do with it. I just didn't know there was one.
Oh yeah,
Oh my god!
and it's a bad place.
There's lots of the internet I don't know. So.
Yeah, don't go to train tube.
Well, it's the things that you'd be so you're like, this seems like it would be so benign, but just the worst people are in these places.
Well, I mean, it's like some of that on Twitter, you know what you're going into because they got signs on the doors. You know?
They do.
So,
yeah. It's like if you go up to the school and you walk by those gray boxes, they got that little electric guy.
He's shocking the children. Keep on, keep it on.
We're trying to make it clear, like, don't open this.
They sure don't have commercials like that anymore.
No.
They don't care if kids die anymore. Actually, kids don't play outside anymore. So
That's true.
you know, have to put a warning sign up.
Yeah, so if you're going into the deep end of the pool, they do give you a warning.
Right, yeah, no lifeguard on duty. So, and I mean, some accounts you go near them, you kind of know that's what you're going to get. So,
Yes,
you know, I mean,
Would I know that's what I was going to get?
you just read a couple comments, you'll know.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, it's like real clear. It's like, wow, there's a lot of pee in this pool. So, yeah, you know, so you can just smell it. You know? So,
You know who Mark Rober is.
yeah, I know who Mark Roper is.
You?
Didn't I do
He's the
show?
glitter bomb guy.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah.
The glitter bomb
So
guy.
he did one where he wanted to see how much chlorine it takes to make a pool smell that way. And he kept adding chlorine, kept adding chlorine, kept adding chlorine, and it never would smell that way. And then he had somebody pee in it, and it smelled that way.
That's it.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay.
That's interesting.
It's the sound of chlorine, like neutralizing piss.
However that interaction is, that's what you're smelling. Not too much chlorine.
Theoretically, William, you and I should be able to do the equation.
I can't.
I don't even know all the elements involved right now.
But we'd have to look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was just like, oh, really? Damn, I really didn't need to see this video.
That's what.
My ignorance was bliss.
Wow.
So it's pee that makes the chlorine smell like that.
Yeah.
No, I did not see that one. So, but considering I don't go to swimming pools anymore, I'm not too worried.
I go to play.
Well, yeah, and they're full of children, so
They are
you just assume they're.
I figured
yeah.
so too, but
That's why you
know,
swim with your mouth closed.
yeah, but that doesn't mean
You're still getting pee up.
yeah, you're not, and you're bound to have your mouth open at some
The
point.
parts per million is not.
Right, I never got to say,
Significant.
so I don't really care. But
Well, yeah, it's like there's actually poo on your toothbrush right now. You just don't know it.
mine is the toilet's in a different room.
It's still there. You didn't see that MythBusters where there's poo everywhere,
I did not. See
unless you close the lid every time you flush, William. And if you don't, maybe your kids don't, or you do.
my toothbrush is in my bathroom.
It's all connected by the same heating system, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
Ah.
All right, yeah.
So my toothbrush is in my kitchen. So,
You just got onion powder on it.
you're not wrong. So where do you brush your teeth? Just this place where I handle all this raw chicken.
Finger looking good.
No, I'm sorry. That's. I think I've explained that before. That's a rig habit. Is
Not my habit.
well, no, because when you'd have two guys in there,
raw
and
chicken.
no. Toothbrush shit at the kitchen sink because because if you had two people staying there, in one case we both had a companion who would spread out like a disease everywhere. The guy that had the, what was it, like the orangutan wash?
The what? What is that?
That fucking, I remember I took a picture of it. It was African soap, and it said it was 100% orangutan safe. And I was like, who's washing it?
Who's washing orangutan?
It's like, who tested this and why?
Wasn't that a gag product?
No.
Oh, are you sure? It was like
No,
one
they
of those
have-
Beardy Boy things.
No.
Okay.
They're from Africa.
He was black. Like, way.
Okay.
Nigeria. Like it.
Yeah.
So like actual African.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
They have
and
some interesting stuff.
the same thing as that, like that lavender oil that smelly thing that he would use in the winter. But I digress. But that man brought along like a makeup kit of crap to the sink, and so getting your toothbrush in there around there somewhere could be troublesome.
Oh,
So that's why mine is like, you know what? It's just me. It's just my tooth. I will wash here. And I just eventually I kept doing that every place that I went to. It's like I do this in the kitchen sink.
okay.
And now I can't. It to me it just feels like this doesn't belong in the bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah, you're weird.
Whatever.
No, you're right.
It's odd.
You're right.
If you were married, it probably wouldn't be going on.
Is this would this be?
Well, the chairs would be up there too.
No, there's no way. You'd have to find the perfect woman that matches to accept that.
You think?
I don't know, man. I mean, that doesn't seem that weird. I mean, like peeing in the sink is one thing.
I'm not tall enough.
That's the only restriction. Well, I was tall. I probably would. I've thought about it many times, but the science just doesn't work.
No, look. So when I went to go liberate my fucking degree because it was being held ransom by a parking ticket.
Right.
I peed in the sink. Yeah, and I had to like climb to do it and pee in this. I peed everywhere. I mean, I was not happy. Fuck them. Fuck them all. You're ridiculous.
How much was the parking ticket?
It's like $15.
No, it was not like $15. It was, and you know what? It could have been like $3.75. It still wouldn't matter.
Or you just pay it.
I did.
But then you get your...
Okay, yes, so I urinated in the sink, and I knocked over the rack of, there's like brochures, okay? I tipped that over too. I wasn't happy about it. I mean, you can send me a bill for it. You had to go over there and pay those guys just to get your shit released.
You can pay it online?
Not that I know of.
No. I don't know.
I can get the logic to it. Did you want your diploma?
You needed it for your license, yeah.
Then
yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, like, I've gotten so many parking tickets on campus over the years, so...
Did you pay them?
Most of them? So...
Yeah, again, paying the ticket, I get it, but I'm like, don't hold my fucking degree like ransom.
Well,
Don't
they
be ridiculous
probably
about
have
it.
to do it for all standards. Like,
Just
so
go in
if
there.
somebody owes like $1,000 and it's a legit amount of money.
But I didn't know $1,000. You just go in there and say,
Just
like,
say if you
what
want
does he owe to get this up? This? I'm like, just hit the override button and zero it out. It's okay. It's not like, you don't do this. Don't go in here and be acting like, no, actually, guys, no, it's hard coded. It won't let us release this unless it's like, no, everything has a little override button. You can set it to zeros. Just don't be
the
petty about
registrar
this
should
shit.
do that. The
But you'd have to
the
bring
Sean's
it up.
Place work study was just...
There's nobody
They can't
actually
fucking
going
do
through, looking through each one. If you called and said, hey, I'm being held up by this.
All you have to do is tell them that you're poor, and they would have said no problem.
Yeah.
So...
But they're not going to go, there's not some dude just sitting there watching each one go through and being like, $2.99? Yeah, you're good. It's, if you owe money, this is just what happens. And then
It's
if you go and
exceptionally
say
petty,
something,
then,
then
I agree that it's petty. So...
And look,
I wouldn't ask a student employee to overwrite that, though.
yeah.
I don't want to cost that guy his job.
Just
Because the registrar might be exceptionally petty.
possibly. That's fine. Look, I've made it clear that I take medication for my actions now. I'm not saying what I'm not saying is like, guys, this is a normal and healthy reaction. Like don't weaponize urine, if you're upset with something.
That's never a good plan.
Okay?
Yeah. No matter how much
You shouldn't need a rule.
I'm sorry. Like,
yeah.
it's like, I was upset. And I made it clear, so I was like, I will never set foot on this campus again.
Have you?
Yeah, I went with you.
What?
We tried to go to the rally.
Oh, that's right. We did.
Did
We
you
tried.
pee on something there because you were still mad at him?
No, we were there to see Donald Trump. Jeff was on his best behavior.
And actually, that's not true, because eventually I did Terp there.
Oh, that's right. You did
Yeah.
do Terp there
Yeah.
too. Yeah. That's right. You were in Terp.
Yep.
You were not in ALP.
Nope.
So.
That would have cost more money.
Yeah, that's the one they tried to make me go into. So
And it takes more time.
a whole nother year.
Yes.
Yep.
Ew.
Yeah.
To be a teacher?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And go sit in education classes. Yay. So,
Oh, they don't pay you enough anyway to do. Man, that's ridiculous.
no. No. I did see that teacher pay at D11 was up to 50 grand a year to start.
That's pretty good.
I guess, man. So you can make that at Arby's now. So.
You wouldn't have summers off.
Yeah, that's true. You wouldn't
That's
have
true,
summers off. Yeah. That was always referred to as your, what was it? Your bonus pay was June, July, and August.
That's true.
Yeah.
And
Did you get paid during that?
You could set it up that way if you
Oh,
had the
okay.
choice. Yeah, that you could either be on 9-month contract or 12-month contract.
What way would you guys do?
Oh, 12-month.
You did.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was never full-time. He was.
Hmm.
So,
I did 12.
yeah, but no, my current, yeah, like ever since I've been full-time, you're like 9 months or 12 months, 12.
Because you wouldn't be able to budget properly to.
He could. I can't.
I could, but I just don't like that. So I like things to be kind of predictable. Month in, month
I'm not
out.
mature enough.
Jeff,
I don't think
apps that help
most
you with that.
people are.
Most people aren't.
I
So,
think that's pretty normal.
the more that I like dig into like some of my colleagues and things like that, and we talk about things like this, like, wait, you're a finance professor and you don't have a budget. Like, ooh.
Like even just a general.
Well, I would hope so, but I didn't dig in that big.
Right.
So,
Don't really practice what you're teaching there, huh?
different kind of finance, I guess. I don't know. So,
I mean, do you still have like old school people that, when you talk about that, so it's like, of course I do. It's 10% of that goes into the savings account and you forget that you have it. Do you have any like?
fuck, I have students who are like that.
All right, that is some old school like.
That is smart.
Oh, I'm not.
Yeah.
Fighting it, but I'm just.
Students that do that?
Absolutely, I do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Holy
They're the ones who are going to be millionaires by the time they're
Yeah.
my age.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And they're going to they don't have to work great jobs in order to get there. So,
Well, fortunately, the right people are dying.
well, yeah, I mean, that helps. So,
No, it has to happen. I mean, here's the thing. There's a. I looked at the graph the other day of the impact of 2008. And yeah, it really did kick the can down the road for a
Sure
while.
did.
I can see why they're mad. I can see why those. Look, it's not all Gen Xers because a lot of Gen Xers are super cool, but there are some bitchy ones.
Oh my
right now
god,
that
dude!
are-
Our generation has so much to fucking apologize for.
There are some people
Sorry.
in there who are really mad that other kids are getting all the Kool-Aid and candy right
We
now.
have some real whiners. in our
Yeah,
generation, right?
yeah.
So
And I do kind of like the fact that Gen Z does not respect them.
they don't respect anybody. So
I can get on board with that.
Yeah.
That's a sentiment I can get on board with. Yeah.
yeah. No,
They
like
especially dislike millennials.
I think everybody does.
Well,
So,
I softened on them.
I like them. I like everybody, and I don't think generations are actually real. So
No, but I think that there are some tendencies. I do. I think there are some tendencies that come along with
I think
it.
the tendency has more to do with how old you are rather than what year you were born in.
I agree. Yeah.
So
yeah.
whether or not you grew up with Transformers or fucking, SpongeBob, that's irrelevant. So the thing that's relevant is that you're 25 and looking for a job. You're 35 and having your first kid. You're 45 and wishing you were 55 so you can get close to retirement. You're 55,
that is that middle ground right
you're
there.
You're 55 and your back hurts all the time.
Because at 45, you are 20 years away from the beginning and the end.
It's in the middle, baby.
Yeah.
It is noontime at...
That's right now.
Yeah, it's noon in fucking Tombstone, man. And we are not any closer to like happy hour than we are from breakfast.
Is that weird? Yeah.
So we're gonna live to 90?
No, your working career.
Your working
career.
Well, okay, so
and chances are, probably.
90.
Yeah.
Well, okay, now that's the problem. As they say, as of right now, the American life expectancy is actually trended downward.
Just a little. Just a little.
That got thrown into a loop because of the COVID.
I think it's at 83 for women and 80 or maybe 79 for men.
It's I think it's at like 75.
It's not that low.
Yeah, I saw that it was taking a
dipped that low during COVID, and then it
I think
circled back up.
Okay.
It did dip, but because there was a weird, like, I don't know, one of the LinkedIn things showed a graph of life expectancy versus the amount of money to pay for health things.
Yeah.
And U.S. is nowhere close to the top, but the amount of money it costs is like like they're on their own island and the rest of the world is all like over in this area.
Wait, what?
So like there's other countries, so per person how much is spent on health services.
Yeah.
US was at like 80,000.
The bar goes all the way to whatever side.
Yeah.
All the other countries are like over here like battling like
that's a category error. Because here you don't pay taxes into a healthcare system that serves you. There's
so it's not your technical out of pocket. It's,
correct.
Gotcha.
You're
like,
shit like
this is some
See what I was talking about, Blue Sky?
I know, man. Yeah,
they post that and take that as facts.
It was probably copied from Blue Sky. Yeah. So I've seen stuff like that float around like crazy until I quit Twitter the other day just for, well, I had to grade shit. And I don't like doing that mad. It's not fair to my students. It's not your fault. These guys are chart fuckers. So, yeah.
No, again, that's why I like the place, because the whole purpose was, again, you're not going to improve people's attitudes, but you are going to see more examples of things in terms of like, well, this could be true. Right. Or this could be true. It's not that you'll find an absolute truth. You will find people arguing, and they're going to throw evidence back and forward in the most dickish way possible, because everybody, it's like, again, it's not set up for people to actually get in there and like sit down like William F. Buckley style and like, let's talk this out. It's like, no, it's you're going to have people like, I'm going to try and dunk on you from the free throw line. I may break this pretty hard.
83 cents on the dollar.
Yep. That's. I mean, I could. Patrick, we've said it before. I mean, the merits of the 15-minute city, the walkable city, the trains.
I did tweet about that the other day. I was like, that guy who killed that CEO is probably a walkable city and 10-hour work week guy. So
he posted
10-hour work week
shit.
Yeah, there are 10-hour work week people out there. So.
Oh yeah.
10 hours.
I know. That's where we should be if Keynesianism has actually worked.
Let me tell you guys about a little something called universal basic
income. Yes. So,
do you ever understand why artists don't get to just do art?
Right. Yeah. This is a real thing on Twitter, man. I know.
We used to. Will,
I'm an artist at heart, and no, you make what people are willing to pay you.
That is not correct. That is oppression.
Oh my God! It's where's your red armband, son? Like,
if people don't want your stuff, you gotta find something else to do.
No, No, it's about expression.
It's about expression. I should get paid what I think I'm worth.
No, this is the same reason why we don't create our own papers. This is why
we can't do that, man.
We don't
Can't do that.
submit our own yearly reviews. No, we can't.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, we don't do that around here. Look. The funny thing is, just in the 90s, we could dismiss all these people with one word. It's 3 letters long, and you'd just be done with it.
Yeah.
Right?
Reminds me of tag.
Right.
So.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
And you just say, like, people throw these ideas, like, just stop being such a this, and you just dismiss the argument because it's dismissible. It's utterly dismissible.
If somebody said that to me in front of my face, my jaw would hit the ground. Like I just did with you guys. Like, what?
To be fair, in real life, like on non-Twitter, they're pretty rare.
Yeah.
Okay, they're pretty rare. It's pretty rare to run into somebody who's intellectually steeped in Marxian logic. Okay, enough to the point in time to actually have a valid opinion on brutalist architecture. And
all right, pull up a chair. Okay,
pull up a chair. Yeah,
all right,
exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty rare to find someone like that. I mean, I mean, so I work in a place where there's definitely a few of those. They're pretty easy to pick out.
Yeah.
But they're almost like, I mean, these are greenhouse plants. So, and Twitter is an excellent greenhouse.
Yes.
So, because if you've got food on the table in your fridge, you've got, your hybrid or your electric car charging in your garage, you get a check from your daddy's trust fund every single month.
Yes.
And, you spend time reading Tolstoy and debating the finer points of political theory.
Yes.
Well, you're going to find people just like you, but only on Twitter.
And this is
or in your graduate program.
Right. The way that this used to work was you would have to dispense with these ideas because the 5 normal people around you would sort of talk you off that ledge.
Yes.
Right. You would give a little bit of yourselves to them, right? But you would take more of them from you and sort of tamper that down. Now, instead of doing that, what you do is you find these unique communities who believe in this competitively, right?
Yeah, who believes in it the hardest.
Right.
Yeah.
And they then try to excise people that don't. So if you're saying like,
well, it's king of the mountain, then you try not to get knocked off the mountain. So,
well, I mean, it's part of being that crowd. Is look,
yeah,
you're talking about people that create the in-group because they were part of the out-group.
Yeah.
And as soon as they do that, look, I'm not saying the Stanford prison experiment is accurate because it's bullshit. But there
it
is
was complete bullshit, but it was really fun to watch.
but there is some truth to, like, once you become the in-group, you do some bullying.
Oh,
right?
yeah, you can.
And so you get to this point where, like, all right, so you have like 10 of you who have this group over there on Reddit, and it's like, I agree with you guys about this. And like, I have no problems with people, transitioning. It's like, yeah, like, I just don't think that the kids are ready to do that. Okay, you're a Nazi.
You're
and
a
you can
Nazi,
leave.
and we're going to, off to the ovens with you, buddy.
And so you have all these people that were far left, right? And all they do is they're standing, it's like, what the fuck happened? And these people said, like, okay, actually, we're going to move the far left here. And this person is standing out here. And basically, that's where you got all these bonus Republicans from. They're not actual Republicans. They're just kind of like, fuck those guys.
Well, I was actually reading something about that the other day.
Yeah?
This is actually a really good kind of like post-mortem of the election.
Oh, okay.
And the far left in particular. And it was basically the basic crux of this guy's argument was like, well, the far left hasn't ever tried to win an election. They just keep trying to take over the Democratic Party. And they've been trying to do that since 1972 with McGovern. So, and every time that it happens, you get a Ronald Reagan, a Richard Nixon, or a DJT. Is it because really, quite honestly, if you look at the broad history of America, it has always been a center-right country. And this whole, like, Marxist ideal, there's a reason why it didn't take off in the 1920s in the United States.
Right.
Unlike all of Europe. So, and it's just fundamentally, there's something baked in the cake here that will consistently reject that. And the people who get rejected by it never learn from it. All they do is pass it on to their kids who try it again. So it was like, yeah, I can think of about 3 families out of the hundreds that I know that are full of leftist radicals, and you do radicalize your children.
Well, because there's never a sense of like, I don't want to say like ownership, because the people rarely do that anyway. They rarely look at this like, son, I looked at this and this was dumb. Right? I used to believe this. No, it's usually a sense of like,
well, especially if your dad believed in it,
right?
Then it's really hard. I mean, especially if you loved your dad, So
the presidential candidate had a Marxist professor for a father.
Who did?
Kamala Harris.
Oh yeah. Well, okay, so he gets painted as being a Marxist. He's a Marxist economist. That's different. So it is. Trust me on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
I know.
Come on,
You're
man.
right. You're right, but you got to understand that.
And it wasn't as corny as it was today, where you would.
Dude, if you go to Canada, 90% of their economists are Marxists.
Right.
He'd fit right in right there. So like here,
But
not
a Marxist economist now is not the same as it would have been then.
they're pretty rare, but he's quite a bit older than you think he is.
Right.
So yeah. So yeah. I don't think that school of thought has much influence.
But yes, you don't. I mean, you don't divorce yourself from that.
No. Of course not. Yeah. So,
I mean, that being said, I don't think that I'm in line with my father's politics per se. I don't think you are. Just in general, I think
know exactly what his politics were.
my dad was he was a Reaganite Republican.
fuck, I'm turning into my dad.
Are you?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not going to vote for Donald Trump, but I would have voted for Richard Nixon if he was running. If the jar in the head of Richard Nixon had run in 2024, I would have voted for him twice. I would have voted him with your vote.
Pat, my vote's missing. I used it.
I'll get you back next time.
Oh,
I swear, man.
no, it's cool, man. You can do 2 midterms. It's all right. I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yes. So, like, I know that I probably share some of my mother's politics.
I don't even know. Did your mom even have politics?
She hates communists.
Okay. Yeah. But that's kind of like hating like mosquitoes. It's pretty common.
Well, I mean, if, say, for example, the half of the peninsula you lived on was overrun by mosquitoes.
You'd have a special hate for mosquitoes.
That's correct, yes.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that other people don't like mosquitoes. Or, I mean, they don't like mosquitoes too. So
right.
You're not. You're what I'm saying is you're not alone.
No.
You think kids today even know what a communist is? I don't think
they know what a cartoon version of communism is.
I don't even think my kids.
Well, like in grade school, no.
We knew, but that was because it was the.
I mean, communist was just a stand-in for bad guy.
Well, yeah.
I mean, we never got taught the ideology or anything. I didn't run into that until I was at least in high school. So, I mean, like, it was like, no, they're Russians, they're bad, and all Russians and communists are bad, so. And then 1991, oh, they're all cool, because they're no longer communists, but it was more so that, well, there's no longer a red team, kind of thing. And then the kids nowadays, they grow up multipolar with, like, my students, they all know that, Al-Qaeda is bad, so, but, I mean.
No, my kids definitely don't.
Yeah, no, and my kid's the same way. She's too young for that.
I don't even know if they know what a bad guy of the world would be right now.
I don't know. I mean, my daughter, like, she knows a little bit about, like, the Russia-Ukraine conflict. I don't know how she learned that. Not from me.
YouTube.
It's possible YouTube. They might have talked about it in current events at school. I have no idea. So, I have no idea. But you're not having the same politicization of kids as, like, we did when we were younger. So, yeah, it's like civics class now is tame. Back then it was like, oh, let's learn all about the parties and their different platforms and stuff. And nowadays, like they don't teach that shit.
I remember my civics class basically being like, these are the 3 branches of government.
That was part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember doing a whole lesson on like what, because when did I take I took civics? I think it was 1992. So there was actually an election going on. So
All right, fair
yeah,
enough.
and so we went through all that stuff. Because that would have been what, 9th grade for
I think
us?
it was 9th.
I think
For
it
you
was
guys,
9th
yeah, I
grade.
took it
Yeah.
in 8th grade. Yeah.
Yeah. No, 8th grade was world history for us. So
Well,
with the
only had
lady
2
who
years
went to fucking Hawaii for 4.
Yeah.
yeah.
Bushnell?
Yep.
Bushnell.
Holy crap, I remember a teacher's name.
Shazam. So, and then, yeah, so, I mean,
Does not happen very often, especially not on cue.
Who were the other compass teachers, Will?
Rand
yep,
And science.
Sullivan?
very
Yep.
good.
Holy crap.
There's math teacher, too. I never had her.
I didn't either.
You did.
I did. I can't even picture the person.
Maybe I did. I don't know.
I did not. I was
don't
too
remember,
stupid to
yeah.
get into good guy math. Into good math.
I cannot remember at all.
I
I
don't
don't remember any
Same.
math teacher past the guy I had at one point.
In what year?
I don't know.
I had all guy teachers in math in junior high. All 3 of them. And then in high school, it was all female teachers.
I think they were.
I had a
female.
male teacher.
In high
I have
school?
no idea.
I did not.
I
No.
cannot
He
think
was
of
the baseball coach.
No,
No,
he was football.
he was history.
No, this was he was a baseball coach and he was a volunteer. He was a referee, skinny guy. Taught algebra 3-4 in the portables. Jim something, but I don't remember his last name. I remember that because in 10th grade, no, in 11th grade, my eyes went bad. I didn't wear glasses. I actually had that like after school special thing of like, why are you struggling in math class? And it was because I couldn't see the
Do you need to
board.
sit closer to the board? Yeah.
And that's when
Yeah.
Dad took me to get new glasses, and my grades started. I'm like, this is a joke.
I did have a male teacher. My first year in high school, I had Mr. Abrams. So
I know that name.
Yeah,
I didn't have him, but I know
I
that
had
name.
Mr. Abrams, and then I had Miss Chalker twice.
I
So
definitely don't know Miss Chalk.
Oh boy,
she was fine, man. But I was
Some people did not like her.
Kevin and I did just fine. So she was definitely old school war pearls every day. So
Right.
I can see why some people didn't like her. So
Yeah, I cannot remember a single math teacher.
I remember I had that guy. I had Miss Strong and Trig. She didn't like me and I didn't like her. And when I came for help, it came with a lecture. I'm like, fuck you. I may have said that. I had for geometry, I can picture her face, but I can't remember her name. She was an older lady, man. She was
it wasn't Chalker?
nope,
Okay.
nope.
I had her twice. So. And then let's see who else. I had Mr. Vaughn twice. Von
That
Olafelt.
Right.
Yeah, I
What
had
did he
him.
teach?
You and I had him
Yeah,
together in
that sounds
10th grade.
What did he teach?
I think it was earth science. So
Yes.
or maybe it was biology. I can't
No,
remember.
he was the one. He was so earth science. It must have been biology because there was a different guy on earth science.
Yeah, he was biology because I remember dissecting jellyfish. So
And Von Olafelt would have also taught if you did aviation.
I did have his class aviation
Okay.
where
Yeah.
we went flying with him twice. So which now would be highly illegal. Yeah. So,
Yes, he was the that, and there was
that was
another
the biggest joke of a science credit. So
aviation.
Oh yeah,
Look, there's some great principles in that, but I don't know if
we
you
learned
them.
those in the first couple of weeks, and then there is like, well, this is what the runway markers mean and stuff like that. It's like this has nothing to do with science. She's actually teaching us how to fly. So
Okay, so how much time did you like work on like calculating lift and? All right.
The wings do that.
This was not a physics class.
All right.
This was like this was like advanced driver's ed, 3-dimensional driver's ed. So
All right.
Basics class was Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Yeah, I never took that one because I was too busy taking that.
Asian guy.
Oh, I don't think he was Asian.
He had a
black beard.
He did have kind of like beady eyes though.
I don't think he was Asian.
Makes him Asian.
Well, he made him something.
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't think he was Asian.
But he was something. He was just not regular white though.
I had Firstenow for chemistry. She was great.
Dr. Firstenow?
Yeah, she was actually had a PhD.
Yeah. I never had her, but
I'd be surprised. I bet you, like, when you were teaching over there, did anybody over there have a PhD?
yeah,
Okay,
a couple guys.
Okay.
Couple guys. Well, I mean, also keep in mind that the structure of
Were they in admin or were they in faculty?
lots of the admins
Yeah,
were.
of course they did.
doctors.
Yes, yeah.
There were a couple of
Those garbage ED degrees. So, Doctor of Education. So,
what do they say? It's they have a good joke about that in Futurama. It's like, we need doctors, and it's like, I'm a doctor in homeopathic medicine. He's like, you're a doctor of baloney.
you're a doctor.
Oh
of
yeah,
baloney.
yeah.
God damn, man. Because yeah, there is some truth to that in those like, I don't know. And there were I know the psychology teacher was a doctor, both when I was there and the guy, because I knew him through a friend of mine.
Okay. So they had an actual psychologist on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am pretty sure though he
Probably an LPC too. So
LPC.
licensed professional counselor.
Probably.
Yeah.
I just he had like student touchy all over him.
Oh, gross, man.
I can't confirm anything, but he just like, you are 100% the type.
One of my math teachers in 8th grade turned out to be that type. I found that out years later.
Really?
Yeah. So
Like, if you look at it in hindsight, were the signs all
perfectly
Yeah.
perfectly clear.
Right.
Perfectly clear.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There were a couple guys.
I was
that
pretty disappointed because he actually helped me a lot with math. So, but
It doesn't mean
he
they
didn't
don't
take a
love
like
math,
to me, man.
but-
He made me do all the homework. He didn't let me off with nothing.
Dude, there is.
I don't know if I had the right plumbing or not.
Yeah.
Well, I get this. Like, a lot of those people, they do love math. They do love their subject matter, but they also there's more of it going on than you think.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
More of it going on than you
So,
think.
yeah.
I mean, there were 2 incidents of it when I was just in that shitty place on East.
Oh, and that's cool?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. I've only seen it once in all. But I've been teaching college for 14 years now. I've seen it once. So, and it was, I mean, adults,
Well, it was
consensual, and all kinds
easy,
of stuff.
like some stupid.
It was awful, and it was on Facebook, and I actually
Yeah.
got to fire that person, so
Yeah.
which was fun. So, because she was a good teacher, but she was just lonely. So, she had just gone through divorce and stuff like that. As a rebound boyfriend, to be a student. Oops.
But did you like when it came down to it, it's like, do you know why we're here? And
There were no questions asked. Yeah.
okay.
So it's
Right.
like, all right, I got this. I need you to sign this. We can have a discussion if you want to. So it's like, I don't want to do that if you don't want to do that. So
And I take it at that point you did your famous press hard 3 copies, yeah?
yeah.
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 All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I don't have to fire anybody, so.
I haven't had to do it in a long time.
You wrote the meanest email of your life, and it was
But that was copy pasting, basically.
right. And your meanest email was still, "Hey guys."
Guys, we need to get on the same page here.
In order to help our clients better, it would be nice if we all actually worked on the tickets instead of just passing it off. Yeah, I don't have the stern, yelling component within me.
You don't even need to do that. And I fired a guy once and I couldn't help but smiling. So,
Oh.
fuck yeah, he had it coming. I was so happy to be rid of his ass, man. So that day was like Christmas in July.
Oh man, I can't imagine firing somebody.
Oh, it feels great when they deserve it, Joe. I mean, it really does, man. There's a guy, we had bird dogged him for like 6 months. He was a royal pain in the ass. And then when we finally had him, it was just like, okay, who gets to do it, man? I was like, it's my shift that day. And they're like, oh, I'll come in. I was like,
You don't even have to pay me.
Even his union president was like, after that happened, he was like, thank God.
Was that the dude that you caught like for workman's comp, or was it?
No, I didn't get a chance to fire that guy. That one actually had to come from corporate because we sicked the police on him. So no,
Okay.
This is just another guy who was chronic pain in the ass, like absolute terrible complainer. He stank. So
Lovely.
I mean, nobody liked working with him. He was always late. So, and it took like 6 months of us bird dogging him to finally get him. So,
What did you eventually get him for?
attendance.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah, he laid off too many times and a half, and we finally got him. So, but that took 6 months of meticulous record keeping. So, making sure that we were there every time he got called, so we could document that he was late. So, he knew we were after him too. So he just could not show up to work on time, showered and ready to go. So
Was he on drugs or anything?
we tested him twice, trying to get him on that.
Okay.
He was cool.
I went that avenue, bro.
Totally went that avenue. He even said, okay, he's on that train. He was like, well, this one says that we have to piss test this guy. So we would go to the control operator and say, hold that train out for another hour. Let him in, because we get to actually piss test the next train that comes in. We are not supposed to do that. We just wanted him, man.
That is not random at all.
It was kind of random.
You know the problem with this? This is that same. It's the same, like it's the Tim Donaghy thing, right? Where as soon as it was proven that the man was tanking calls,
Right.
for betting purposes, anything that you suggested at any point where you're like, this was a suspect call. Well, it could be.
Right.
Yes, right. Every conspiracy became like legitimate at that point. Like, again, you could look say it as like it did impact it, right? And the same thing is when you tell me this, and there are people that say like they're out to get me. You can't.
Yeah, but you got to know that. And if like in every situation, with maybe the exception of one or two in my entire career, you have it coming. Okay? You are not innocent. You know you're not innocent. You're trying to get away with shit. And so, like you say, oh, they're after me and I don't know what I did wrong. Bull fucking shit. So, don't even try that.
See, this is the man you want writing your emails, dude. He's a G when he wants to be.
Oh, so is my boss or my
Good.
trainer guy. He because I wrote up my whole letter, my thing, and then through Teams you see the ...
Oh, I hate that thing, man.
And so I sent him my sample, what I was gonna write up, and then it was just like ... for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, oh, because he was pissed about what I was writing about too, and he's like, I'm like, oh, he doesn't think I.
Did the dots disappear for a second? So he actually deleted the whole thing.
Oh, he copied mine and took like a sentence here and a sentence there, and then added all the "this is unacceptable. You guys need to. This does not match this, which is not this." Like,
Oh, this is your boss?
he's training me.
Oh, okay.
So he's the same position, but he's been doing it longer. He's like, yeah, you need to start getting the feel for how to lay down the law. So
Yeah, once you do it a couple times, it's like right away.
it's not in my DNA.
Sometimes, look, man. Sometimes it's got to be done. I'd like.
No.
See, you're in the right track because you're never allowed to enjoy it. So,
Right.
like, I enjoyed it a lot when I did that. So,
Oh, he enjoys the hell out of it too.
Yeah, if you got a guy who just likes doing that, that's not a good boss.
That's no.
Yeah,
Exactly,
so,
because
but
you're in the wrong headspace.
You're totally in the wrong
Yeah.
headspace, and you're developing a culture where it's okay to yell at people, and it is never okay to yell at your employees ever. So, you know, and then really when it comes down to it, I mean, if you do have a situation where, you know, like if the lack of performance of other people is causing other people to have to do a lot more work that they shouldn't have to do, that's all the justification you ever need. So, and that's what this guy was doing. So guy would get called, his conductor would show up half an hour early. So he would show up an half an hour late. So this guy's an hour dead on hours already. Okay. And then they'd have to go out there. They'd have to do a 12-hour turn, which is now a 13, or which is now an 11-hour turn, which is now a 10.5-hour turn because that guy has to get out a half an hour earlier because he punched in half an hour earlier. He just cost this dude 2 hours of fucking overtime. Overtime on the railroad is gravy. So he was fucking everybody alive. So just because he was a lazy piece of shit, didn't want to take a shower, so he didn't want to show up on time, and so it was easy to get mad at him.
I get mad. I just am not able to.
It's easy to express the fact that you're extremely disappointed in this individual.
Oh, and you did have, without opening this too, you did have one other guy that you worked with out there that, like, absolutely did not fuck around, if I recall. The dude that was like 1 or 2 steps ahead of you guys.
Oh no, he was number 2 man on the railroad, man.
Oh shit. Okay.
He was he everybody was terrified of him. So he was an absolute nightmare of a man who was constantly proud of the fact that he was 3 divorces down and looking for his 4th. So,
but he actually
Proud of that?
he dude, all he did was trains. That's all he did. Oh. So I mean, and like, okay, fine, if you're 1,000% in and you're that guy, great. Okay, if he had kids, he didn't give 2 shits about them. So I'll tell you that right off the bat. So, you know, I mean, yeah, that guy was the scariest boss I've ever had. He would call you at 1 o'clock in the morning, chew your ass, and he'd be like, "I have no idea what just happened."
Oh.
And it was bad because he had a number, and like he was in the phone system, and he had this special number that, you know, it would show up on your phone and be like, "Motherfucker." It was like you'd be in a conference call or something, and someone would look at it and be like, "Oh God," and be like, "Oh shit, get off the call, get off the call." Yeah, he was terrifying, man.
Wow.
Never be that guy. Never ever.
But he did make the shit run, did he not?
Yeah, but at the expense of like so much fucking bad juju.
Right.
That if he hadn't done that, it would run just fine. He didn't have to yell it into shape. So that doesn't do anybody any good. It's just wasted effort and more angst and more turnover, which is more expensive. And then there were all these fucking problems.
I just wrote that, yes.
That he'd go around and he'd just basically carpet bomb problems, making like impossible topography to navigate after that. You know? So, and then he'd come back and he'd napalm it afterwards and blame you for it, man. He was just, I mean, yeah, he made shit run, but he could have done so much better if he was just a little bit less of an asshole. So,
all right. Yeah, we're gonna open a whole new can of worms.
No, we're good. We're good.
We'll park it for now.
All right. I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
And I'm Jeffrey.
I'll pull the pin.
Okay, thank you.